What are we watching? Channel 7.
Honey, are you sure you don't want something to drink?
There's only one team we watch in this house, right?
Right.
And welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Coaches Show. I'm Adam Gore, joined by Steve and Chris. We're changing locations this week because Charles had to be out of town a little bit earlier than we normally tape the show. So here we are on location at the TV station here on our sports set. It's been a long time since we've been on the sports set. So either way it goes, Adam Gore, Steve and Chris for this week's edition of the Coaches Show. Before we start this week's edition of the show, we want to remind everybody we've got a new way of communicating with us here at the show, Coaches Show along with TV7. Each has a MySpace. I know a lot of you people probably seen the WTVA commercials as well, but we've had our W07BN MySpace a long, long time ago. So we're also now incorporating the Coaches Show, where we can you can have show extras, as we'll talk about later on in today's program. But as we start this week's show, I also want to remind everyone, go by and you can email us at coachesshow@yahoo.com for topics you'd like to see discussed, or comments on some of the things I talk about here on the show. So either way it goes, we're getting ready for the show. I want to say hello to Greg Brown of Pontotoc. We saw him yesterday eating at one of the Pontotoc restaurants. He said he enjoys the show, watches each week. So we want to say a special hello to Greg Brown there in Pontotoc. Well, this week has been the early week, or the first week of signing for JUCO schools, and we've had some kids in the local area sign with some of these places. We'll start with the girls. Ashley Benford inked with ICC along with Shakita Meredith of Shannon. She signed with ICC. And then Northeast got a trio of signees, Thrashers, Ashley Norris, who set the all-time scoring record, I think 2,717 points to lead all female scorers in Thrasher basketball history. From Boonville, a pair of signees, Susan Ford, Coach Ford's daughter, signed with Northeast, and then as well as Jennifer Justice, sister of Ashley Justice, will be moving to Northeast as well to continue her basketball career. In men's basketball, Jeremy Word and Pierre Hadley of Nelton each signed with ICC, and then Cedric Hillard of Oxford signed with Northwest. And we had a chance earlier in the week to go by and speak with Marcus Jennings as he signed with the Northwest Rangers as well, as long as a couple of other interviews, the coach at Northwest and Coach Coffey out at Calumet City as well on Marcus Jennings. We'll go to that interview now here on the Coaches Show. Okay, we're talking with Marcus Jennings. Marcus just inked with Northwest Community College to play basketball next season. Marcus, talk about what it means to you to be able to continue the basketball career after high school.
Well, basketball always been my favorite sport, and I always really wanted to play college ball, so it feels good to continue my dream.
All right, and talk about going to Northwest, a good opportunity to continue your education as well. Talk about some of the things you're going to work on this summer to better your game.
Well, I really want to work on my legs and get my ability to jump high, so I can excel and get a jump shot too, and ball handle.
All right, and what do you feel you can help bring to Northwest next season?
Well, I really, with Coach Chris, Coach Caldwell Chris, we really need to get a NGCA national tournament that we want to go. So I feel like I can help.
All right, well, I want to say congratulations on inking with Northwest, and good luck as you continue your career in basketball. Talking with Coach Coffey. Coach Coffey signing today with Northwest and Marcus Jennings. Talk about what it means to have a kid like that sign with a junior college and sort of bring some credibility to your program.
Yeah, to get a kid like Marcus sounds real good for the program. Marcus has been a valuable asset wherever he goes because he does what he's supposed to do and he does it right most of the time. He's a workaholic. He works hard. I think he'll do a good job for Coach Caldwell up in Northwest.
All right, talk about some of the things he's brought to you over the past few years with this Calumet City team.
Well, his biggest aspect was he's a good leader for us. Whenever we needed him as far as leadership roles, he was there. We needed somebody held down defense, he would get there. This last year was sort of slow for him. We got a slow start because they went so far in football this year. But once he got cranked up toward the end, we went on a good little winning skid right there. For the press and offenses, he was our main target right there. He did a good job on a low block for us. Had a real high three-point shooting percentage. So he did real good for us this year. He's a very valuable asset to the team.
All right, Coach, talk about some of the things you feel that you can work with Marcus to get him ready to play on the next level.
Right now we're working on conditioning, weightlifting, and a lot of footwork drills. Every day he comes to the gym, he does a lot of shooting. We're just trying to keep him, as long as we can keep him physically in shape, keep him mentally in shape, we'll be good to go. He'll be playing in the senior all-star game June the 2nd up at Boonville, so that'll keep him in shape. And from there, we'll just give him a Northwest and let him work out a couple times this summer. Hopefully they get him ready for the season.
All right, Coach, speaking of the All-Star game, also Dante Jennings making the junior All-Star game, so a lot of kids coming out and getting some success and some recognition out of the program.
Yeah, Dante made the junior All-Star game, which will be played July the 14th in Clinton, I think. And that's a big thing for him to make that. I think Dante deserved it. He worked real hard for us. I think he's one of the better guards in the area. Also, we had Mark Fox to make that senior game up at Boonville also. So it'll be a good summer. It gets a little action to get out there and see a little basketball this summer and keep us busy.
All right, Coach. Well, I know you got a busy day ahead of you here, so we're going to let you go. But we appreciate taking time out of the day. And once again, congratulations. Get some recognition to the Calumet City program, and I know you'll be getting fired up, ready for next season.
All right, thanks a lot.
And we're talking with Coach Caldwell. Coach Caldwell just signed Marcus Jennings here of Calumet City. Coach, exciting day for you, making a lot of road trips, putting a lot of miles on your car today. Talk about a couple of your guys. We'll start with Marcus here at Calumet City.
You know, Marcus, first of all, is a great individual. He's a great kid. He got very good support at home with his mom and dad. I know he's been coached very well with Coach Coffey. I've known Coach Coffey for a long time. He's just a quality young man, multi-positional, multi-talented player, very versatile athlete. You know, I'm looking for big things out of Marcus. Glad to have him in Northwest.
And Coach, I know you just came down from Oxford, got a couple of signees out of Lafayette County. Talk about those guys up there as well.
Well, Courtney Harden is another athletic, multi-positional player, kind of a utility guy from Lafayette. He's just a winner, hard-nosed kid. And Cedric Hilliard, which I guess is the most decorated player in Lafayette County, being named Player of the Year up there. He again is a multi-positional player, great athlete. So I think my style of play, or I prefer to run and press and that kind of thing, and those three young men should be able to really flourish at Northwest doing that.
All right, Coach, I know you got to get on the road real quick. Just some of the kids that pop off the top of your head in the area that you really think could come in next year and create a spark and give you some offense and defense.
Well, the Potts Camp kids, Jacoby Davis, Justin Smith, are two fine players. We're signing all three of the good players from Olive Branch, of course, which for most of the year was ranked number 1 or 2 in the country. Signing 3 kids from there: DeJuan Davis, Jermon Thomas, and Rod Pegues. Those are 3 fine young men there. Signing a kid from South Haven, Grady Green, that a lot of people don't know about because he moved in from Texas. He's a 6'8" swing man. Signing Derek Edwards from Memphis, second team All-State in Tennessee. He's just my 6'7", 6'8" center. He's a really nice player. We're excited about it. On my way to Indianola right now to sign the Nelson kid from Gentry. It's going really well. We'll be new, and of course we'll be young, but we'll be athletic and quick and be very fun to watch.
All right, Coach. Well, I know you got a busy day ahead of you, and it sounds like a pretty good class you got building in front of you. So congratulations on the day, and safe traveling.
You bet. Always good to get back to Calhoun County and continue this line we've had over the years.
And we want to thank those 3 guys for taking the time out of their day to talk to us there. When we come back, we got a few more things to look at, as well as Pontotoc fans not too happy with Brad Locke of the Daily Journal with one of his recent articles, as well as Van Chancellor becoming the new LSU head women's basketball coach, along with more information about some of the things going on in the area, and we'll answer your viewer email as well. So before we take you to a break, remind you to visit our website, or visit our MySpace now. You will see the link there at the bottom of your screen, as well as email us your questions or comments that you'd like to see us discuss here on the show. So we'll be back with more of the Coaches Show right after this.
King's Tire in Houston, offering the largest selection of used and new tires. They carry all sizes of many name brand tires. All used tires carry a 30-day warranty. They also offer rotation and balancing. King's Tire is also your place for car and motorcycle brakes and motorcycle tires. They offer windshield replacement, and they do 24-hour car door unlocking. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday until lunch on Saturday. Closed on Wednesdays. They accept Visa and MasterCard. See owners Reggie and Martha Callahan at King's Tire on the southeast corner of the square in Houston.
Hey, you know what they call the quarter pounder with cheese in France?
They don't call it the quarter pounder with cheese.
No, see, they use the metric system. They don't know what a quarter pound is.
So what do they call it?
They call it the Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. Then what do they call the Big Mac?
Oh, it's still the Big Mac. Only they call it Le Big Mac.
Oh, what do they call the Whopper?
I don't know. I didn't go to Burger King.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, look, Westside Grill. Dude, let's stop there. They have great food anytime.
And welcome back to the Coaches Show. As we mentioned this week, not at Westside Grill. Charles had to be out of town a little bit earlier than we taped this show, so we're here back at the studio in Bruce. We want to remind everybody, go by and check out Charles at Westside Grill, some of the foods he's got down there. That number, 983-2828, for more information and if you want to place an early order as well there at Westside Grill. Well, as I mentioned before going into the break, Pontotoc fans not too happy with the recent article written by Brad Locke of the Daily Journal. His portrayal of their baseball team in a recent article is still up on the Daily Journal website. It's called Little Baseball Team That Could. He referred to Cody Roberts as a wayfish Cody Roberts and the little leadoff man in reference to Lodge Mitchell. I'll address this, being a guy that writes in newspapers as well. I also write for the Pontotoc Progress there in Pontotoc, as well as the Monitor Herald in Calhoun City and the Chickasaw Journal occasionally in Houston. I think all it was, none of it was meant in derogatory means by Brad. I'm guilty sometimes of myself, just getting a little too wordy in an article. You want to sell your story as people into believing your story, and that was just a way of doing it, getting a little wordy with some of the things that he chooses to say, as it say the wayfish Cody Robertson, the Lodge Mitchell, the little leadoff hitter. So for Pontotoc fans, rest assured that I'm sure, knowing Brad as I do, he didn't mean the article in the way some of the people took it. You can look at it this way. A lot of people sort of wrote off the young Pontotoc Warriors team and not being able to have a successful season this year. And once again, Pontotoc proved that they are a force to reckon with, no matter the lack of experience or anything like that in baseball. There's just a tradition school there. As you see, they have already wrapped up the number 2 seed, and they'll be heading into the postseason play against Tishomingo County, I believe, Thursday night at Itawamba HS, and hopes to exceed past the district play as well there. So that would be the situation brewing there with the thing with Brad Locke. It wasn't personal. He didn't mean it in a negative way towards Pontotoc, I promise. I can say that I know Brad well enough to speak for him in that sense. It was just a wordy article that, you look at it one way, you look at it another way. It could be kind of taken in a derogatory sense, or it could be taken as just a few extra words to help describe the things that Pontotoc has overcome this season. Also, it has been reported today that LSU now has hired Van Chancellor as the new women's basketball coach at LSU. Not a surprising move here. Van Chancellor has a gold medal and 4 WNBA titles to his name. I believe he's also the most winningest coach in WNBA history. So Van Chancellor now will be moving back to the college ranks at LSU. So kind of add a little extra spirit to that, what the real Ole Miss rivalry between LSU and Ole Miss, now between the women's as well, having Van Chancellor become the new LSU women's head basketball coach down there. It's going to be interesting to see how the program progresses out at LSU. Of course, Van Chancellor, not really known for his recruiting ability, but yet again, it is at LSU, and people just, one of those schools you have the luxury of kids wanting to play in your basketball program, especially having a coach by the name of Van Chancellor doesn't hurt either. So a good hire, in my opinion, to replace Coach Chapman out at LSU. So Van Chancellor has reportedly been hired as the new LSU women's basketball coach. I haven't checked of late. I haven't seen an official word on it yet and that. Some other signee news information. Saframe Gillian, formerly of Amory, moved on to play football at ICC for a couple of years, has signed with Delta State. So we had a chance to interview and talk to Saframe a few times throughout his high school career. So we want to say congratulations to him on being able to take his game to the next level out at Delta State. as we turn the page. Football season, although not starting, but spring practice will be starting soon, and it will mark the beginning of football out at Wheeler High School. Of course, Wheeler has been a 1A school over the years, and they haven't really had a football team. And now the way I understand it would be the next 2 years they'll play JV football, and they're expected to possibly start high school or varsity football in the year 2009. So you look at this, it's going to change the landscape of 1A football. You look at it now, each region having 10-team regions. You're looking at this could be a big shakeup in 1A football. It could be a good shakeup, in my opinion, because I don't like the 10-team regions. I like seeing teams play each other outside the region. It helps the gates. Calhoun City being a prime example of it this year. The only gate they're really going to get a lot of money off of is going to be Okolona and Vardaman. Other than that, they're not going to make any money this season, and that's going to hurt their program for the next 2 years as well, especially not having that Bruce-Calhoun City matchup in that. But you look at this situation, the Toyota plant coming in for these schools. You're looking at Wheeler, Jumpertown, which I think Jumpertown is looking to start their football maybe next year or possibly this year with JV. But you got Wheeler, Jumpertown, New Site, Ingomar, East Union, West Union, Myrtle. They could have the funds to possibly start a football program for the guys out there. Of course, with the Toyota plant coming in, you help out Union County, Prentice County as well there. So be interested to see that develop over the next few years. So you want to keep an eye on that, although it may not seem like big news now with Wheeler starting a football program at their high school. They'll be expected to compete 1A football in 2009 on the varsity level. But it could, you see a snowball effect that really could shake up how 1A football is played statewide now that you have all these football teams coming there. I think there's only maybe 17 schools in the entire state of Mississippi that does not have varsity football, and I think majority of those schools are located in this northeast corner of the state. So that would be pretty interesting to keep an eye on there. A little rumor mill, I don't know if it has been announced yet or not by the time we tape this show, but Okolona could be hiring Ken Byers as their new head football coach next season. I think he becomes for Mendenhall, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think he may also be a former Okolona chieftain himself or Okolona native whenever he was going to high school. But Ken Byers expected to be announced the chieftain's new head football coach as soon as the next school board meeting there in Chickasaw County. Well, that's going to wrap up this segment of the show here on the Coaches Show. I know that was a lot of information thrown your way there in a hurry, but when we come back, we're going to take a look at some email we've got concerning last week's question about why people may feel that Mississippi State is struggling with some of their success as well as players leaving, and we got an email in response on that, and then as well as we'll take a look at some of the other fallouts from the college ranks. We'll take a look at some college football and other news here on the Coaches Show. So we're going to take you to a real quick break once again. Even though we're not at the West Side Grill, we want to encourage you to go out and shop West Side. Give them a call at 983-2828 is that number. It's located in the old D&M building across from Sonic and Bruce. So go by and see Charles and company out at West Side Grill. So we're going to take you to a real quick break, and we'll come back with more of the Coaches Show right after this. And welcome back to the Coaches Show, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Gore, Steve, and Chris on hand here at the studio in Bruce. As we mentioned, Charles had to be out of town a little bit earlier than we normally tape the show today, so we had to move the show here to the TV station. So we do want to thank Charles for allowing us to come in each week and host a Coaches Show at West Side. And we do understand if conflicts arise and we have to make some last-minute changes. But either way we go, we are back here at TV7 located in Bruce. Real quick, remind you once again, you can add the Coaches Show as your friend if you have MySpace. and you can have a few web extras on there as well to go out and check on with the site as well. But this segment of the show, this time we're going to answer an email or reply to an email. I guess you say a continuous conversation. This week it comes from Justin C. from Oxford. Last week we addressed the issue of what people thought could possibly be the reasons for some of the state players jumping ship, if you will, or some of the problems going on in Starkville right now. Justin C., in a nutshell, really good email, by the way, Justin. He feels that it should be all coaches that should be held accountable. He said it's too easy to quickly point a finger at the head coach in that situation, but he says for a system to work, a head coach can't really listen to all the players and their concerns at once. So that's where the assistant coaches and other parts of the coaching staff have to become the voice of the players. And he really feels that right now is going to be a struggle to share information, communicate amongst everyone inside the system at Mississippi State. He really feels that's where the problem lies. He said it really just needs to be a more well-oiled machine on the coaching staff there in Starkville. So he says a lot of people, although it's really easy to point out Coach Kroom in the situation being the head coach, blaming him for the situation, he said, but when you look at it, it should really be all coaches who are responsible in this situation with the problems concerning Mississippi State right now. So that was from Justin from Oxford. We do appreciate him, and remind you, if you'd like to email us your questions or comments, you could do so. If you'd like to suggest a topic for the Coaches Show, you can do so as well. You see the email address there at the bottom of your screen, coachesshow@yahoo.com. So we welcome you to do that as well. Also, once again, you can join us on MySpace. We'll be letting you know when and where we'll tape the show, unless events happen like today where we didn't know until the last second, where we had to move to the new location to tape the show this week. But you are more than welcome to come out and join and have an open forum discussion about some of the topics going on this week. This week's topic in hand is a big question mark now in Oxford. After the last Grove Bowl, going into the Grove Bowl, it's pretty set on pretty much Brent Schaefer being the starting quarterback next year for the Ole Miss Rebels. Now coming out of the Grove Bowl, I had some real good quarterback performances in those games, and now the big question is, has Brent Schaefer lost his starting position out in Oxford? Of course, it's extremely early in the season, hasn't even started the new school year yet, so we've got an entire summer to go. But there's a lot of people questioning now if Brent Schaefer should be the starting quarterback for Ole Miss next year. Of course, he will have some of his other guys coming in to help him out that he played with at the College of Sequoias out in California. But that is going to be our next question to our viewers watching at home, especially in the Oxford area. How do you feel the quarterback situation is setting up at Ole Miss this season? Will Brent Schaefer be the man, or will it be a guy that was sort of back behind the scene coming up to be one of the starting guys next year to steal that starting job, where a lot of people thought would be locked in for Schaefer, but now kind of coming shaky for Brent out at Ole Miss? Also, it's been reported that Cliff Davis has left the team at Ole Miss. Of course, this is hearsay on this part of the reasoning why, but it was reported that he was upset that he didn't get to play in the Grove Bowl. Someone said he left the game early, but being a professional baseball player, being a professional, I don't really understand the reasoning or don't see the logic behind him leaving early, so I don't believe he did leave the game early. But Cliff Davis has left the football team, and I think it's just an unfortunate situation for Cliff. He's a freshman quarterback, of course, coming in from playing professional baseball. Still has his 4 years of eligibility, so he did leave the team at Ole Miss. It's just an unfortunate situation where he's a good quarterback. We got a chance to see him many times here on W07BN Sports, but I think it's just an unfortunate situation for Cliff where he was caught up in a deep roster of very good quarterbacks, and he just kind of lost room of playing everyone on that situation there. So that was going to be the situation with Cliff Davis. Of course, he is leaving the team, so if you'd like to express your comments or ideas on that as well, email us at the Coaches Show. Well, that's going to take us to our Food for Thought segment, so we're going to take you to a real quick break. And we come back, we'll have our Food for Thought and Steve-O's select menu item of the week for the Coaches Show. So we'll take you to a quick break and come back with more right after this.
King's Tire in Houston, offering the largest selection of used and new tires. They carry all sizes of many name brand tires. All used tires carry a 30-day warranty. They also offer rotation and balancing. King's Tire is also your place for car and motorcycle brakes and motorcycle tires. They offer windshield replacement, and they do 24-hour car door unlocking. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday until lunch on Saturday. Closed on Wednesdays. They accept Visa and MasterCard. See owners Reggie and Martha Callahan at King's Tire on the southeast corner of the square in Houston.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Gore, now joined by the other Adam Hamilton, here for our Food for Thought segment of the Coaches Show. This week's Food for Thought is being selected by Steven's Select menu item. It's the Double Jumbo Cheeseburger out at Westside Grill, dressed to your liking. If you would like to see how Steven enjoys his hamburger, you can log on to our MySpace account, Adam Hamilton. He'll have his the way he likes his hamburger. I have mine. I know you're all giddy with anticipation to know how we all eat our hamburgers. Big excitement time there. This week's, I guess you'd say, saying for Food for Thought. You better know what you think before you say what you mean. And surprise, surprise, it's been all over the news. Adam, Don Imus and I want to quote him. It's not my opinion. His nappy-headed hose comment when referring to the Rutgers women's basketball team. Really shocking. This guy's been known to be controversial in this situation, but I've seen him. I listened to him before. All he is a grumpy old man in a cowboy hat on a New York City radio station with a southern drawl. But you got to draw the line somewhere between controversy and just being straight up stupid and saying something like that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'd never heard of the man until this week, or last week rather, whatever it was, and he keeps coming up. I'm like, who's Don Imus? And then, look him up, and he's a Howard Stern wannabe. Mm-hmm. It's what it boils down to.
So CBS or MSNBC or Westwood.
I think it's a combine.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of different people that he's affiliated with. They've put him on a 2-week suspension, aka vacation, to let all this media hype shoot his. Basically, all it is just negative publicity. And in this business, no publicity is really bad publicity.
Well, he's the new Anna Nicole.
There we go. And so we found out who the baby's daddy was, so the world's got to find something else to worry about now. But it's one of those situations where he's getting 2 weeks of free publicity when he goes on suspension for April the 16th. His ratings are skyrocket. More people are tuning in because they want to hear what he's going to say next. Everybody's saying, fire this guy. He won't get fired. And eventually what it's going to boil down to is Adam here and say, when we're old and this guy's dead and gone. His cowboy hat probably tucked away with him. But it's going to be one of those situations where we're watching a segment, or Steven's watching a segment of I Love the 2000s on VH1, and we'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember that. That's all it is once again, just another 2-week hot topic. So that's your food for thought today. Take it as you will. We want to invite you to express your comments on it, as on our, I guess you say, extra segment of the show that you can take and log on and read our blog about on MySpace, the Coaches Show MySpace site. Now you see that information at the bottom of your screen. You can chime in more about that. Of course, I think you have to have a MySpace account to leave a comment.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, so
it's free.
It's free, so all
you better be over 18.
Yeah, so you just got to log in.
None of that block stuff.
But anyway, we do invite you to come and be our friend at MySpace, and you can add TV7 as well. We did it first, so he's CWTVA Adam.
Yeah, I noticed that other night.
Yeah, so to say W07BN did it a long time ago. We just, for some reason, didn't think to advertise it. So either way it goes, that's going to wrap up.
Can I say something really quick?
Yes, go ahead.
Cats are funny to that guy that sat in front of us during Grindhouse.
And speaking of which, if we invite the kids that give us a little shout out on the way out, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, whoever those guys were, you rule.
Yeah, I mean, like, we enjoyed you guys on Channel 98. You do a good job. We appreciate that, and we do invite you, if you see us out and about. Although Emo Stevo is
he's gothic.
Oh, he says he's not emo, but even though Emo Stevo's not too crazy about the public,
he's a prep.
Come up and talk to me and Adam Hamilton. We'll be more than glad to meet our viewers out there as we visit Tupelo quite often. So just come out, say hi, say you enjoy the show, let us know where you're from, and do like the guy we talked to last night, Mr. Greg Brown of Pontotoc. He came up and said he enjoyed the show, and so we give Mr. Brown a shout out here and tell him appreciate watching the show as well as everyone else. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up. So for Adam Hamilton, I'm Adam Gore, Emo Stevo behind the camera. We'll see you next time on The Coaches Show.
Hey, yo, Charles. Yo, this is Steven. Cook me up another one of them burgers. Man, I need some fuel. Yo, Weston!